I know we're all thinking about the capes. It does mean something now. No capes? Yeah, right. It only takes one shot, just one shot, to change the outcome. That's how the chapter emphasized heavily, and it really boils down to a single bullet. The build-up and development of Death Flag for Mirio has made this chapter into an exhilarating and heart-pounding action. The mangaka is well aware that is the case, and he's going out of his way to make you feel pressured. The series is still young with its writing execution and other fundamentals, so it's not predetermined to know the approach that the mangaka has in mind. Instance like, is he capable to write a shocking surprise? Is he afraid to write something so dark like the villains defeat the heroes completely? Is he capable to kill off a character? Because of this state, it's hard to determine the route the mangaka is going with this, and that would create real tension behind this battle. Throughout the chapter, it's all Mirio versus Overhaul with support, and it's really tense. Mirio has been great since his introduction, and this chapter continues to make him strong and surprisingly badass. You can't judge him by his look at all. I was satisfied to see him to stand up well against Overhaul. The title Big 3 is carried well by him alone. The feud between these two is captivating. Overhaul can really provoke him so heavily, knowing how much of a hero he's trying to be. Some of his words can really raise your rage to the 10, especially how he doesn't care if he harms Eri. He can always heal her, like with Rappa. That was some cold words if you recall back to what happened with Rappa. Basically, she's not new to this. There is no harm for him at all. The thought of her suffering is crueler than I imagined. The chapter heavily emphasized that the bullet to hurt Mirio's quirk, a la stop it for time being, and that's really what everyone has been thinking for a while, myself included. Because of this, we are eagerly awaiting, yet terrified by the thought of him getting shot. One shot and it's game over. That alone creates the tension strong. So I was reading it while feeling scared. Every time I see a gun pointing at him, it gets scarier by the second. I am a little surprised to see Overhaul getting his ass kicked this much, but Mirio is his kryptonite, and he's more like a one-hit killer, so it's not like he's a real brawler. Besides, it does leave Mirio in his almighty state. See what I did there? The use of cape is clever when it comes to a shootout, making it harder to hit the target. Hey, look at that! Cape is relevant. It's still relevant. Those punches to Chrono and Overhaul felt satisfying. Interestingly enough, Overhaul has a flashback, which I guess his time may be coming up, deaf or not. It reflects that he's not really the son of the Yakuza, just an adopted son. It does appear that he hates his old identity as Chisaki. Must be the trauma of his poor lifestyle. The interesting take is how he learned to be kind to his comrades from his father. Otherwise, he wouldn't have any loyalty, and that's what the gang is about, loyalty. It connects well with all the previous action with the 8 precepts. I know the original members don't approve his ethics, but if there are someone that does respect him, that's all it matters. The flashback isn't there to say that Overhaul is almost done. It is used to reinforce the next scene with Nemoto pledging his allegiance with Overhaul because all he wants is a comrade and be useful to his needs. The cliffhanger left on a high, raising, heart-pounding scene with Overhaul throwing the last container of ammo and Nemoto is about to fire. It's really the first time that I feel highly pressured by the series cliffhanger. Before the series writing becomes a norm, it's good to feel this magnitude. It's also helped by the visual, as this is one of his greater jobs. A lot of work was put into this battle with its buildup of rage, pressure, and fear. This is probably the first time that there's a lot of screaming, but not roaring like a power-up scene, but with words to express their feelings. Mirio got a lot of inputs here, and he comes off like a stronger one of the two. The suspense of gunshot is fully realized, make the use to create strong tension. The last bit is nerving. A simple word fire has a lot of stakes riding on this one bullet, and that's what makes it so captivating. That's why I'm so highly anticipated to see what the next chapter follows up. I could imagine how the anime would portray with all these shouting, especially with the term fire. That's something I actually want to see how the English dub would do, because they're pretty good at saying that term fire. I really enjoyed this chapter a lot. This was a really entertaining chapter. The action is really good, yet scary because of what it takes. Miria is very impressive in his prowess overall, and his connection to his comrade continues to be significant and ultimately led to this one last shot. It's time to pick a path, mangaka. What will you choose? I'm giving this chapter a 9. Now what will you choose? Will you have Miria take the fall and get killed off? Or will you have this bullet to end up being a power booster for overhaul instead? Or it could be done differently. Do you want Deku to come and save the day in the very last second? Or do you want Deku to be late? There's a lot of paths to choose from. I don't know, or we don't know, how his writing works. So anything can go from this point forward. We need this type of tension, and this is well executed due to the fact this series is still young despite it's been 151 chapters. We're going to see what's the payoff in the next chapter, and it cannot come any sooner. And that will do it for the review. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you like this and want more of this, subscribe to my channel and my world will be yours to stay. Until next time, take care.